Hey guys, this is Abhishek, and I'll talk to you. I'll dare to explain the major components of OpenStack within these 5 minutes. So this the topic is a bit because it's not supposed to be. Like for those guys who don't know what OpenStack is, like it's the second most popular open source project right now, second to Linux kernel, and it's an open source cloud framework which can be used to build services like AWS Cloud Computing Service, and it's one of the major frameworks used by providers like Rackspace, HP Cloud, and others. Like one of the main two initial components which are there are Nova and Swift. So Nova is the main compute engine which is there. It provides you with the capability to create VMs, destroy them, the actual managing VM capabilities. And Swift it's an object storage. Actually, you can actually map it to AWS S3, where actually the images from which the VMs get created can get stored and managed by the OpenStack. Looking at from a bigger picture, Keystone, like one of the other major components of it, it's actually an authentication system which surrounds the entire OpenStack architecture, so that like none of the malicious acts can be provided. No unprivileged user can perform any actions on your cloud that is not supposed to. More broad picture, Glance was another component that came in between Nova and Swift. So initially, like all the images were maintained by the Swift itself, and so there was a lot of load on Swift to maintain the images, the metadata to which VM they to which what distro they belong and everything. So Glance was placed there as a mediator. So it handles all the metadata about the images. Swift just is now like corresponds to Glance to for the get and for the pull and push of images, and all the intelligence what image should be sent and built upon for a VM, that's handled by the Glance. Looking from more broader way. So initially, Nova itself had the capability to decide what network configuration shall be sent to the VM, and so that was extracted out to initially called a component called Quantum. It's a separate independent component which now actually decides, okay, all these IP addresses are free, all these IP addresses are already allocated, what I need to give to the currently created VM. Cinder is kind of block storage. You can map it to AWS EBS service. So like you can extend the storage capability of your already created VMs, and manage the as you do with the EBS service. There's another component. Horizon is just a web dashboard to actually manage all these components in a much improved web UI front with a much improved web UI front end. Quantum was just renamed to Neutron a few weeks back because the name was already taken. And there are these three components are a few recent components which have been added to it. Ceilometer, it's more of a metric collection component. So what happens is obviously when you're providing a cloud service, you need to know what all usages are there, which client is using which VM at what rate, so that you can build them with that. So although it's not a billing system because it's an open source project, so it's not very suited to have a billing system in it. So it just collects the metrics so that any other person can build their own proprietary or open source solution to build up a billing system over it. Heat, it's more like a AWS CloudFormation where you can have templates of your entire infrastructure, give it to it, and so it uses cloud in it to actually pass that on to the distros, the built VMs, and you will get already prepared, already configured VMs. And Aramid, it's a reforked version of your bare metal provisioning component that OpenStack already had. You can use this project it's still in it's still in progress. You can use this for bare metal provisioning via your OpenStack service. How it's more than just being an OpenStack and just an IaaS provider component. So Nova recently obviously in the open space you'll be learning about how Docker can be very useful. So OpenStack Docker is a project around a Docker which can be used to actually, so like generally in a general implementation, what you have is you have a hypervisor like Zen or KVM at the backend, which your OpenStack uses to like create instances. So here, like instead of Zen or KVM, like it has Docker as its backend, and like it can give all the capabilities of it to it. Swift, it like as it has like AWS S3 capabilities of
Last 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Yeah. So as it has like AWS S3 services, so it can be used as a cloud files service provider separately, as like Rackspace already does, and like because it has support for S3 APIs as well. So like it can be used you can set it up locally, and it can use to test your all S3 requirements as well. And then stay classy. Thanks, man.